Get the foot out on the sidewalk, Patrick. Thank you, Patrick. You will soon feel better. What a magnificent egg! I excel myself. This time I put a special secret ingredient. Give it that extra bit of flavor. Make it more than perfect. Have you noticed a candy bunny? Yes.
Only one?
Of course. There isn't room for all 21 candies. Is there? You've got to know the candy bunny. Do hurry up and cut it, Bunny. Yes, we all are going to try it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bunny. Happy birthday to you. Who's first? You. You are the birthday person. You must eat the first slice. Go on, Bunny. I'll cut the rest. Don't forget to make a wish.
What are you wishing, Bunny?
I'm not telling. Won't come true. If I were you, I'd wish him dead.
If you want my sister,
But I am.
delicious death.
Don't worry. For God's sake, Patrick.
We'll achieve nothing by panicking.
You'll help me, won't you?
Sometime I've done everything you have asked.
I know you've been wonderful. But I need you, Patrick.
Well, there is no way back. Can't stop now.
What's done is done.
I did it for you.
Ah, good morning, Miss Simmons. How are you, Mr. Simmons?
Well, thank you.
Well, have you found us anymore?
We're making progress. We're not interrupting anything, are we?
Oh no, nothing at all.
Well,
I see. We're going to eat the ducks or something.
Mr. Simmons,
Yes?
do you realize you've got lipstick on your collar?
I didn't put a clean shirt on this morning.
Well, we can't blame you, can you, Miss Simmons?
Hardly.
Well, the ducks.
Miss Simmons,
Yes,
you work in the pharmacy of the local hospital. Is that right?
that's right.
Thank you. There are more urgent things. Now, Miss Blacklock,
I can't answer lots of questions.
I'll be as brief as I can. But you realize you had an unlucky escape.
I find it more and more difficult to accept your reasoning, Inspector. How could you suggest? I would get victim this time. I mean, could have been the case first.
I know that.
And Patrick suggested that Clara's honey could be poisoned. It's malicious.
very, very badly.
I frightened Inspector.
At last, perhaps now you'll help me find the murderer.
I was not purposely being uncooperative. I just couldn't believe anyone would.
There's no friendship where money is concerned. Did you know Belle Gordon's condition has deteriorated recently?
I heard she wasn't well.
I understand from the Scottish police that she's now seriously ill.
I must go and see her. Poor Belle.
It could be poor Miss Blacklock.
Pippanema?
Yes, they're uppermost in my mind. But it could be a combination of them with their parents are trying to kill you. Demetrius Stamfordis. You said he was a rogue. Would he go as far as murder to get money?
I'll do anything you say.
Good. I want you to think very hard and try and remember what you can about him, Sonia, and Pippanema. But the son and daughter in particular. They're uppermost in my mind. Have you any photographs of them?
Belle's daughter is likely to have their photographs than I am.
I'm afraid we go almost a complete blank with her. They'll allow the police up there to look all over the house. They found nothing. Have you anything? What I'm hoping for is that Pip may take after his father or Emma her mother.
Or the other way around?
Exactly.
Let me think. There was an old album. It must have been kept in the house somewhere.
But find it.
It might take a little while.
Do you need some help?
Let me try first. I believe you want to see me?
Yes, Mrs. Ellis. Do sit down.
Oh dear, this sounds serious.
If you lie about something, Mrs. Ellis, you've got to cover your tracks very, very carefully.
I don't.
You don't understand. Don't lie anymore. You know exactly what you're talking about.
Everyone says we have more freedom nowadays. The world is more understanding than it ever was. Will Inspector Craddock try being an unmarried mother?
I'm afraid that wouldn't work.
It isn't easy in a small village.
So, you invented a husband.
How do you think Letty Duckler would have reacted if she knew the truth?
She strikes me as being a sympathetic and understanding person. What's more, she's no fool. I have sneaking suspicion she may have guessed the truth.
So, that is why
What?
she was so kind to me. There aren't many like her.
Does your son know the truth?
He believes his father died.
Silly. He'll find out sometime.
Maybe.
My advice to you is to tell him. And everyone else.
Will you tell them if I didn't? It isn't a crime.
I couldn't live with it. But it's up to you.
How did you find out?
We do a lot of routine work.
You make it sound very casual.
It isn't. But it is puzzling.
Puzzling?
It's only a small thing. I'm sure you can help.
Yes?
It's about your son's birth certificate. It gives the mother's name as Philippa Haynes.
Well, that's me.
Well, in that case, we have a problem. You see, we can't find a birth certificate for anyone with your name. Well, not one that corresponds with what we know about you.
I found it. Am I interrupted?
Your timing is perfect. Mrs. Jameson has just finished. For the time being. Are there any photographs of Sonia and her husband?
I haven't looked yet.
Is that her?
No, that's Belle. Isn't she beautiful?
Well, that's key.
That's their place in Scotland. I'm afraid the writing is rather faded.
Tell me when there's one of Sonia and Dimitri. Sonia and Dimitri. Belle, Sonia and Dimitri. Belle self and Sonia. Someone got to this ahead of you, Miss Blacklock, didn't it?
It seems the out.
Letters.
They'll be from me to my sister.
I'd like to go through these if you don't mind.
Well,
There might be something about Sonia or Dimitri.
Miss Blacklock, please, Lizzie, not now. I don't want to be interrupted at the moment. I'll not interrupt. I'll give you the sack and I'll go. You find someone else. Lizzie! She can't go.
Certainly not.
I'll go after her.
Of course.
Inspector,
Yes, Miss Marple. You're just in time.
but some people say I'm like a bad penny.
Not me, Miss Marple. Not me.
I have passed Miss Blacklock. She told me to come in. And that girl of hers, Mitzi, was tearing down the drive like a maniac.
She certainly is peculiar, isn't she? Well, now that you're here, you might as well make yourself useful and help me with a little research.
Certainly, but I do have to talk to Miss Blacklock.
It won't take long. Besides, I don't think you'd like to pass up the opportunity of going to someone so letters.
Inspector, that's not like me. Whose are they?
They're from Miss Blacklock to her sister, Charlotte. If you find anything that might be helpful, as well as interesting, read it out to me, please.
Very well.
Here's something that's been mentioned before.
Oh,
It's about a disfigurement. Charlotte's, that is.
I wonder what it was. This disfigurement?
It doesn't say specifically. I don't suppose it was anything much.
Then why should she lock herself away?
In my opinion, most women are extremely vague. How would you react if you had a mole on the end of your nose?
I won't have to look at it.
But most women would hide themselves behind the veil.
It's mentioned in this one too. Listen, I do wish to get out more. No one else notices it.
You see? Pure vanity.
Maybe.
Here's something that I've been looking for.
What is it?
It's about Sonia, the fight she had with her brother. Sonia has such a violent temper. It's quite terrifying sometimes.
Did you ever find any photographs of Sonia?
They disappeared, rather conveniently. But violent temper. And Miss Blacklock said she was dark and attractive. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yes, it does indeed, Inspector. Here's something interesting. You can always tell when Sonia is angry. She has the habit of clenching and unclenching her hands. Who does that remind you of?
You got me there. That's something I missed.
And you don't miss much, do you? Julia Simmons does it when she's agitated. I have been keeping a very careful watch on that young woman.
Well, I've checked up on both Julie and Patrick Simmons. The French police contacted their mother in the south of France and she's confirmed that they're staying here.
Really? There's no mistake?
No, unless the woman in the south of France isn't the mother.
Could she be Sonia? Keeping out of the way until it's all over?
The French police must have checked on her. They are very thorough.
So she's Letty Blacklock's cousin.
Almost certainly.
I was hoping we found Emma. But I know there was always a possibility. I was wrong suspecting Julia. She's not the only one who does that hand-clenching business. Philippa Haynes does it as well.
That's very observant of you, Miss Marple. 10 out of 10.
It's frustrating. There isn't any photograph of Sonia.
Yes. Sonia got the scenes that disappear on the face of the earth.
I wonder what this means. Lots of love, darling, and butter. This iodine treatment may make a lot of difference.
must have been some kind of treatment they used back in those days.
For what?
TB. That is why I was planning on sending this to Switzerland. Who does that remind you of?
I must admit, it does look like Laura Swettenham. But it is an old photograph, Inspector. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Miss Norton. You wanted to see this? Yes, please. About the funeral service.
Well, I must be leaving. I'll take these with me if you don't mind, Miss Blacklock. I'll return them later. Goodbye, ladies.
Goodbye, Inspector. I'm sorry to disturb you at a time like this, but my nephew wanted you to know that he has finalized all the arrangements for the funeral, but he'd like to know which of the hymns you'd like. Please, kindly write. What's your favorite hymn? Thank you for me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Don't. Please don't. It came over me. Suddenly. Oh, what I've lost. She was my only link with the past. The only one who remembered. And now she's gone. I'm quite alone. I understand. Nieces, nephews, cousins are all very well. But when the last person you share your youth with is gone, then you're really alone. Really alone. I'm sorry. I'm just leaving. Not on my account, I hope. No, my dear. I've got something to do. Goodbye, Miss Blacklock. Goodbye. Thank you, Miss Bob. Only me and you this morning. Mine from Henry. He's looking forward to a thunder. It seems as if though he's just gone back to school. I understand, Letty. It isn't the right time to mention, but I think it's fine. Henry coming here for half term. Philippa, what is it? I don't understand. Where are Patrick and Julia? I think they're upstairs. Will you please get them for me? Patrick!
But Julia, my real sister, didn't want to take up the job at the hospital here. She was offered a job up in the North Action Theatre as an assistant stage manager. She has always been stage-struck, but she knew Mother would be furious if she took it.
Will you please explain who is the young woman upstairs?
I'm trying to. We didn't come straight here when we first came to England. There were friends to meet, parties to go to. That is how we met Julia, the one upstairs, I mean. She and I rather fell for each other. And as she wasn't doing anything in particular, it seemed like a marvelous idea for the girls to swap identities. I liked it for obvious reasons. And if Mother thinks my sister is here, well, she won't object. I was about to tell you regarding this, but I don't think these circumstances.
Will you please explain who is the young woman upstairs? Who are you? Who are you? I am Emma Stemfordis. feel about me.
Please! Your brother is their body.
I haven't seen him since we were 3 years old. When our parents split up, it was agreed that I should go with my father and Pip with my mother.
Let's try something different. Where's your father?
Dragon moon. When I was just about old enough to take care of myself, he left me in Istanbul. I worked my way back here.
Where's your mother then?
Believe me, I'd love to know that. I've searched everywhere. She made a good job of disappearing. I even went to Scotland to see if I could get some information. You were interested there? Why not? She's my aunt. And I also hoped she might help me. But it was no use. She's not part of this world anymore. Then I got to thinking about my uncle. Of course, I knew he was very rich. It occurred to me that if Aunt Belle died, I was probably his only surviving relative. So, I went along to Somerset House and looked up his will. Was I surprised? I searched everywhere for someone who even knew native Blacklock. And then, I had the most incredible stroke of luck. Through an acquaintance, I managed to meet Patrick and his sister. And when the soap was suggested, I had to stop myself sounding too eager. I admire your self-control. It must have been a great effort waiting for the right opportunity to take a spot for the green. Hello, Triple Claiborne 87. Hold on. Inspector, it's for you.
Hello. Craddock here? Yes. What? Well, keep me informed. That's a disturbing development. Miss Marple has been missing since she left here this morning. Oh God. That's nearly 7 hours now.
Here are Mrs. Sweetenham and her son Albert Sweetenham. Thank you. You're welcome. What's it now, Inspector?
All in good time.
Well, I don't like policemen turning up on my doorstep asking me to come see them. My neighbors will be sitting tackling for weeks.
I shall be writing to the newspaper about this.
That will keep you busy for a change, won't it? Now, Mitzi, you have something to tell us.
Mitzi? Yes, I will tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. When I first saw what happened on Friday, I not do that. We all know what a little liar she is.
Please.
I'm in the dining room, like I said. When I heard the gun go off, I looked through the keyhole, and in the little moonlight, I could see Miss Blacklock. Me? Obviously.
That's absurd. She couldn't have possibly seen Miss Blacklock.
Go on, Mr. Swetnam. Why? Why stop now? Why couldn't she have seen Miss Blacklock? It was because she saw you instead, wasn't it?
Edmund?
If Miss Blacklock died,
That's not possible.
if Miss Blacklock died before Mary Godler, two people stand to benefit. Emma still for this.
And you think I'm this? That's too fantastic for words.
Who told you about Prince, Mr. Swetnam? I certainly did. And neither did anyone else in this room.
You're wrong, Inspector. I've told him. He isn't Pip. I am. He wrongly assumed Pip as a boy. Emma, you knew the truth. Why didn't you say so? Because I suspected who you were. The inspector was right. I was holding back other family loyalty. I didn't want to give you away. You horrible Philippa! I'm sorry, Letty. When my mother died, I was desperate for money. How's it gone years ago? She had told me about the will, and I discovered for myself that Beth Gordon was seriously ill.
You had gone through a lot of trouble.
It was important to me. I needed security, not for
quite a lot of each other, haven't you?
Yes. So, there's no need to suspect Edmund anymore, Inspector.
Isn't there? Edmund's a struggling young writer, as yet unpublished, would very much like to marry a rich wife.
It's not true.
You're in debt up to your eyeballs.
Nonsense.
And I can prove it. Your bank, your bookmaker.
So what? Does that mean I'm not right?
Right? Not Edmund.
A rich wife would have solved all your problems, wouldn't it? But for her to be rich, Miss Blacklock would have to die first. And you did something about it.
Oh, Edmund. No. You couldn't.
Shall we start with the meeting Rudy Shaw's insurance, Mr. Swettenham?
Edmund.
Inspector, aren't you?
He won't get far. You need to see a solicitor as soon as possible, Mr. Swettenham. I realize this must have been a great shock.
It seems like a bad dream.
I'll need to see you down at the station.
No?
It won't take long. Mrs. Simmons? Could you take Mrs. Swettenham home, please?
Yes, of course.
A call to a doctor wouldn't do any harm. It will be all right. Mitzi, you are a magnificent liar.
I do well, yes? I did what you asked, no?
Do the letter. Well, Miss Blacklock, sorry if I have given you such fright.
You're a clever girl, Missy. Thank you, Miss Blacklock. I get you some coffee. You look tired. That would be nice. Black and strong? No. Some milk if you don't mind. You drink it. Milk, horrible.
Now, Miss Blacklock, you can relax. You're perfectly safe now.
Thank God. You might have told you to arrange it.
Then you wouldn't have reacted as you did.
What if I hadn't?
I would have been in a bit of a mess then, wouldn't I?
Then it is possible.
Perhaps I'll have some news of her down at the station.
You let me know when you hear anything?
Yes, of course.
If only she hadn't interfered.
I'll see you in the morning.
Oh, thank you, Inspector. Here you are, Miss Blacklock. Nice and strong. I put just a little milk in. Thank you, Miss. I take a liberty. I do myself some. Of course. Now, Miss Blacklock, we have a nice little chat. Oh, I need money. Lots of money. Why tell me? Because you will help me? I don't have any money with me. Not to spare, that is. But soon you will be rich, very rich. Then you give me lots of money. I don't think I will be. Oh yes, you will. Because I help you and now you help me. But I pay you for it. With a cookie, the house? No. That is not what I mean. Just now I tell a big whooper for the inspector. Except it isn't a lie. Not this time. You don't know what the truth is, Mitzi. I think I do. That policeman came to me and said, Mitzi, you are a magnificent liar. I say, yes, it's true. He said, you tell when you look through the keyhole, you saw Miss Blacklock in the hall. You give me lots of money. I go to America to see my brother. You never hear from me again. You have my brother, Mitzi. And if I give you money now, you will buy all and come back to see if you can get more. But the policemen tell me to lie. And this is not a lie. For once I tell the truth. I did see you in the hall with a gun in your hand. becoming more and more of a liability. Miss Marple, is this some kind of a joke? Acquire the talent of mimicry, so I'm told. A joke in the worst possible taste. Such sensitivity doesn't become you, Charlotte. Letitia! Bunny would keep referring to you as Lottie instead of Letty at the most inconvenient time. I thought it was a slip of tongue. I'm sure everyone else did it too. But she was the only one who knew the truth, who remembered. My dear old woman, Bunny always gets things muddled. Letty, for instance, was called Billy, and she even referred to you as Miss Maple. She was mistaken for London store. We were all highly amused. She was putting you at risk every time she got muddled. You could not take that risk any longer. Any moment, she might give it all away. Miss Marple, will you please leave? Recognize it? It's mine, and it used to be kept here. But this one is faded. The flag is frayed. You can actually see the bare wires. Bunny put me onto it when she showed me the cigarette burn on the sideboard. She even told all of us at one point that you were holding the vase of violets and not the cigarette box, as you insisted. Bunny always gets things muddled. I was handing out the cigarettes. Filma with that comment, she had one. All eyes were in the clock. As it finished writing, you simply emptied the water on the bare wires. That was the flash which Bunny saw and fused the lights. Very effective. I don't think your old age pension will cover solicitor's fees. I'll risk it. It's your funeral. I plan to live a few more years. When your father died, your sister Letitia decided to take you to Switzerland. That was the right decision. You, Charlotte, Letitia, were cured. However, ironically, Letty got pneumonia and died. You were frantic because with her death, the godless millions would slip through your fingers. Then it occurred to you. You and Letty had been away from England for years. There were big similarities between you. Why not swap identities with her? She had TV, and it was the best place for her. I loved hearing it. You returned back to this country. Dora Warner heard that Letitia had returned. So if I was Bunny, she would have represented anything. Any reception I had planned would have been impossible. She did recognize you. But when you explained to her, she actually agreed with you. That was your right to inherit the money. You were lonely, and here was someone with whom you have always had a great deal of affection for. She could substantiate your deception. You took the risk. Good. Very good. Everything went well for years, until a few weeks ago. Then you had some bad luck. You ran into Rudy's shirt. He recognized you as Charlotte. You knew Ben could die at any moment, and you knew the sort of man he was. When the news broke that you had inherited the godless millions, there was a strong possibility that he would blackmail you. You dare not allow even the smallest chance of that. You'd never get rid of him. I have my method of blackmailer, Miss Marple. When Rudy Shears came here to ask for his airfare, fine, you said. Next Friday is 30th, and I'm giving a party for my friends. I want to give them a thrill. You put an announcement in the newspaper that a murder is going to take place here at 6:30. Then turn up. I'll fuse the lights, and you pretend it's a hold-up. It's to scare them stiff, and I'll give you your money. Do go on. It's very interesting. You fuse the lights as I explained. Went through this door, quickly along the passage, locked Bessie up in the dining room, came back into the room, through this door, fired 2 shots at yourself, except you weren't there. And how will you account for a bullet making my ear? It was too obvious. Everyone knows yellow bleeds profusely when cut. A pair of scissors would have done that trick. Then, you shot Rudy Shears at point blank range. I laughed. If I feel pity for you, go on, feel free. Expected your doctor to put it down to the rankings of a senile woman. Because you both know there's no proof. Oh, no! You remember Bunny's favorite
what you're up to. You would never have agreed to my doing it.
But how could you deceive me like that?
I said I'd help the inspector on the condition that I'd be the first one to get all the facts. I'm convinced somewhere in all this there is a fascinating novelty to be written. And if I don't write, someone else will.
What does the inspector want with us now? He didn't say. The inspector tells you to do all this. Hey, what do you think of my acting, huh?
Were you acting, Mitzi?
I was even better when I pretended to blackmail Miss Blacklock. I give up cooking and go on the stage.
I'm extremely sorry, Mrs. Verna. I realize this must have been a great shock. But the fewer people who knew what I was up to, the better. That's why I couldn't tell you either.
Supposing I hadn't come to Edmund's rescue and admitted to being fair?
There was no real danger of that, was there? Well, now that you're all here, I've got a little surprise for you. Delicious then. I thought you'd all be in the mood for it now. It's already cut, so begin. Mrs. Whittingham.
No, thank you. I'm on a diet.
Please. Funny people.
I call upon Letitia Blacklock, Nilofer Lodi. Please. Inspector Clerk, Rahul Soni. Dora Bada, Neera Singh. Inspector Clerk, Patrick Simmons, Sandeep Huda. Mitzi Rashmi Sanghi. Miss Marple Shikha Bhati. Julia Simmons, Parul Singh. Mrs. Sweetenham, Hemlata Vyas. Philippa Hayes, Harshita Rathore. Edmund Sweetenham, Fareed Khan. Sergeant Mailers, Bhajan Singh Rathore. Rudy Shers, Jalaj Vyas. And for the backstage, sets by Ajay K. Joshi, Manish Dave. For light effect, Ramesh Bhati. Vikas Kapoor, Shiv Singh. I wonder where our Inspector Craddock is. He is still solving a murder mystery, I suppose. Inspector Craddock, Rahul Soni. For makeup, Rekha Rathore. Our Inspector Craddock, Rahul Soni. For makeup, Rekha Rathore. For music, V. Phillips, Finney. And now I should say that if there is one woman who could have done this for makeup, Rekha Rathore. Now I should say that if there is one woman in the department who could have done this entire thing, there is our convener of the Literary Association, the production in charge, the publicity in charge, the costume maker, Dr. Sudhir Rajiv. A big hand of applause for her, please. And now, the guiding force behind the entire play, Director Dr. Kumar Rajiv. A big hand of applause